It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll play host to a battle between conferences. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Cincinnati Bengals. Next on Madden Football.
Banked by the Ohio River and the city's abundance of hills, we're at Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more likely is going to come away with the win.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And away we go in Cincinnati. Here's Steven Sims with the return. And this drive will start inside the 20. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. And we'll take a glance at their seventh-year QB.
If we had asked Sam Darnold, coming out of USC as the third overall pick in the draft, to write the story of his career, I don't think he would have written some of these chapters. But in the end, it makes you tougher. It makes you grittier. And playing quarterback in the NFL is a lot about that. Your ability to just withstand adversity and to continue to get up time after time after time. And Sam Darnold has shown that kind of perseverance.
First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Play action on first down. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. And he works this to the 38 before going down. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Walker on first down. And he's tackled for a short gain. Tackle made by the rookie from Wisconsin.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 36. It's incomplete to Kenneth Walker. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. They'll make a bid for it on the ground. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. Walker now from the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. Darnold. That's taken in by Cup. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Dax Hill up for the stop.
That's what they call staring down the gun barrel. You know as a quarterback, you're about to get absolutely blasted, but you've got to deliver an accurate throw just like that.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. They kick the running back in motion. Smith and Jigba there to grab it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here's Darnold. This throw is cupped. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks finish up an excellent opening series. Cooper Kupp the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, the timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
Burrow's first play going to the air. Gets it to his man, Mike Gesicki. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tackle made by DeMarcus Lawrence. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They have it, 2nd and 4. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range? Range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Burrow out of the shotgun. He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. From the gun, a give to Brown. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. That throw finds Jamar Chase. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40.
Making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10 from the 41. Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Man in motion, headed right. From the 37. Defender arrives right. Couldn't find Jamar Chase on that throw. And that brings up 3rd down.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. Play action now, Burrow. That one's complete, right side.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. To throw again, it's Burrow. A quick slant, here's Gesicki. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Tackle made by DeMarcus Lawrence.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Burrow from the gun. That's caught for the first. They got 24 yards on the play. And now they have a 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Brown crosses the goal line for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals earn the chance to tie before halftime. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Seahawks and receiver Cooper Kupp taking the field once again. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Darnold to throw. That's caught by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense back.
Down he goes. The Bengals got to him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that can go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. He'll get this to Kupp. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
One final shot before halftime. He lets a heater get brought in inside the 20. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Myers to add the PAT. And his kick is good. What an ending to our opening half as they take the lead. That brings us to the break, and it's the Seahawks taking a lead into that visiting locker room. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kay Scott and Brock Eward.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Bengals all set to go for their second drive. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Burrow to the air now. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
3rd and long for him here. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
The Bengals send out the punting unit. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. Takes it in at the 21. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it'll be Seahawks football. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. And that lead they've got, Brock, they are never going to have to worry about losing it if they keep scoring every time they touch this football.
Is that how it works?
It surprisingly is. You know, if you have the lead and you don't lose it, you win.
And that type of start, well, you wanted all 17 games of a season, but you're lucky to get it more than once.
They go play action on 1st. Into the hands of Walker. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Darnold gets this to Fant. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 42. Smith and Jigba there to grab it. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. Third down, 1 yard to go. We'll give up the gut to Walker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First and 10 now from the 30. Toss play. This is Walker. And he's brought down for a loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Offense to the line for second down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. That's taken in by Cup. And this one doesn't go far. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Jason Myers out there now to try a field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. This is a 42-yard look from the left hash. Myers' kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's Bengals football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the 4th. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. Brought in by Chase near the sideline. And he's out of bounds after pushing just past the 40. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. After the penalty, let's see how their composure is on this 4th down. Trying for it with Burrow. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Walker running to the right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
This is Walker on 2nd. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. 3 yards puts them back on the right track. Now they've got 3rd and 9. Throwing now from the gun. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. Intended target there was Jackson Smith and Jigba. And that brings up 4th and long.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And after they were stopped on 4th down their prior possession, Brock, you got to wonder if they're going to be confident enough to go for it again if they get to that point here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Brown on the inside give. He spins right by him. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On 1st down, here's Burrow. That one's cut along the left sideline. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals making a 4-point game here in the 4th. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal would tie this game in the 4th. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Sims now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Seahawks offense ready to get going once again. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Finds Smith and Jigba. And he's brought down after a short gain. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They're going play action. Cup on the catch. And he has them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now an inside give to Walker. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be 2nd down. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Staying with Walker. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
The ability to track the ball. Right, ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, you're looking at a huge gain.
Seahawks bringing out the punt team. And this one is out of bounds. No return on the kick. The Bengals and Jamar Chase about to take over on offense once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. And now they face 2nd down.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Finds a man right side. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Looking to throw it. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. Setting up to pass. Called in left side. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. A modest amount of time left, Brock, but crucially, no timeouts for him. It's 1st down. He'll look to throw it. Finds him over the middle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. To throw again, it's Burrow. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To throw. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Here he is to throw. This is for the ball game. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out. So the Seahawks take this one on the road. And finally, Brian.